Contrary to what people say or think, my age is absolutely not a factor. I am coming back. I'm going to come back better than ever.
Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the WNBA's most explosive stories. Today, we're breaking down the nuclear fallout between Chicago Sky's Angel Reese and legendary point guard Courtney Vandersloot. What started as a post-game interview turned into career-defining controversy when a second-year player decided to publicly dismiss a five-time All-Star recovering from injury. The response? Absolutely devastating. Management now faces an impossible choice. Locker rooms are divided, and careers hang in the balance. This isn't just basketball drama, this is a masterclass in how respect is earned, lost, and defended in professional sports. If you're ready for the full breakdown, smash that like button and let's get started. The Chicago Sky's 2025 season was already a disaster. Missing the playoffs, internal conflicts, coaching changes, you name it, they lived it. But nobody, and I mean nobody, expected Angel Reese to light the entire franchise on fire during what should have been a routine post-game interview. Picture this. You're in your second season, you've never had a winning record, your team is struggling, and you decide the best move is to publicly question whether one of the greatest point guards in WNBA history can come back from injury. That's exactly what Angel Reese did to Courtney Vandersloot. Drop a comment below. Have you ever seen a second-year player go after a legend like this? Because I haven't. Reese didn't just question Vandersloot's ability to return. She straight up dismissed her, saying the team needed somebody young and that Vandersloot was too old to come back from her torn ACL. The audacity was staggering. We're talking about a player who has accomplished more in one season than Reese has in her entire career. But here's where it gets interesting. Courtney Vandersloot wasn't about to let this slide. When you've won 2 championships, made 5 All-Star teams, and hold multiple WNBA records, you don't need to scream to be heard. Vandersloot's response was surgical in its precision and devastating in its simplicity. Contrary to what people think, what people say or think, my age is actually not a factor. I am coming back, and I'll come back better than ever, because that's what I've always done. Subscribe if you appreciate when legends handle business with class instead of chaos. That's it. No yelling, no social media rants, no calling out teammates publicly, just pure professional confidence backed by 16 seasons of excellence. But don't mistake that calm delivery for weakness. This was a warning shot that hit its target perfectly. Let me put this in perspective for you. Courtney Vandersloot is a 5-time WNBA All-Star, 2-time WNBA champion, 2021 with Chicago, 2024 with New York. 7-time assists, leader holds the single-game assist record with 18 second all-time in career assists, has the highest team assist percentage in WNBA history at 75%. Angel Reese, she's yet to have a winning season. Make sure you're subscribed because we're about to break down some uncomfortable truths with the numbers. Before her injury this season, 36-year-old Courtney Vandersloot was averaging 10.6 points, 5.3 assists, and 3.1 rebounds. Compare that to Angel Reese's full season. Worse efficiency, more turnovers, and significantly less impact on winning. Reese averages 3.9 turnovers per game. That's not just high, that's catastrophic for someone who's supposed to be a cornerstone player. Her shooting percentage sits below 40%, and advanced metrics show the Sky actually perform worse when she's on the floor. But the most damning statistic, Vandersloot has been to the playoffs in 14 of her 16 seasons. Reese, 0 playoff appearances in 2 years. Hit that notification bell if you want more statistical breakdowns like this. When Vandersloot steps on the court, her teammates play better. When she runs point, the entire offense flows smoother. She holds the WNBA record for team assist percentage because she makes everyone around her better. That's what legends do. They elevate the game. Reese, meanwhile, seems to drain energy from her teammates. Reports from inside the Sky locker room paint a picture of crossed arms, strategic silences, and teammates who are fed up with the drama. Comment below if you've ever been in a workplace situation like this, because we've all seen this dynamic play out. Sources close to the Chicago Sky organization report that team meetings following Reese's comments only made things worse. Instead of bringing the team together, her attack on Vandersloot created deeper divisions. Think about it from the teammate's perspective. You're struggling as a team, morale is low, and instead of focusing on improvement, your second-year player is publicly throwing a respected veteran under the bus. How do you react to that? The body language told the whole story. Veterans who have played with and against Vandersloot know what she brings to the table. They've seen her win championships, break records, and elevate franchises. Now they're watching a player who's never won anything question her credentials. But here's where it gets even more interesting and more damaging for Reese. After being suspended for her comments about Vandersloot, Angel Reese was scheduled to return to the lineup. But wouldn't you know it? Suddenly her back started hurting. Smash that like button if you think this timing is a little too convenient. 5 days after being suspended, with her return game approaching, Reese develops a back injury that keeps her sidelined. The timing raised eyebrows throughout the league. Was this a legitimate injury, or was this a player avoiding accountability while maintaining her victim narrative? The pattern is concerning. When things get difficult, when accountability is required, when the spotlight gets uncomfortable, that's when the excuses seem to multiply. Professional athletes play through discomfort all the time. Hall of Fame players like Vandersloot have built careers on pushing through adversity, but instead of taking responsibility for her words and showing up for her team, Reese found a way to stay off the court while keeping the focus on herself. Subscribe if you want to learn why Reese's age argument falls completely flat. Let's talk about why Reese's attack on Vandersloot's age and injury status shows a complete misunderstanding of basketball history. Numerous WNBA players have returned from ACL injuries in their mid-30s and continue to contribute at elite levels. But here's what makes Vandersloot's situation even more promising. Her game isn't built on athleticism alone. She's not a rim-running center or a speed-dependent guard. Her value comes from basketball IQ that only improves with experience, court vision that can't be taught, understanding of pace and rhythm that comes from years of excellence, leadership qualities that actually strengthen with maturity. These aren't physical gifts that decline with age. These are intellectual and instinctive assets that often peak in a player's 30s. If anything, Vandersloot is better equipped to return from this injury than many younger players would be. Drop a comment with your favorite old player who proved doubters wrong. Meanwhile, Reese's game shows troubling signs of regression instead of improvement. Her efficiency numbers are getting worse, not better. Her decision-making remains erratic. Her impact on team success continues to be minimal at best. This controversy isn't really about age or injury, it's about respect. And in professional sports, respect is earned through performance, consistency, and professionalism over time. Hit that notification bell if you understand that respect can't be demanded, only earned. Courtney Vandersloot has earned respect through 16 seasons of consistent excellence, multiple championships, record-breaking performances, elevating teammates throughout her career, never questioning teammates publicly, leading by example, not by creating drama. Angel Reese demands respect while delivering public criticism of teammates' excuse-making when accountability arrives, division within the locker room, statistical production that doesn't translate to team success. A pattern of deflecting responsibility, the contrast couldn't be sharper. One player has spent nearly 2 decades proving herself worthy of respect. The other seems to believe respect should come automatically, with draft position and social media following. Comment below. If you were running the Chicago Sky, what would you do? This brings us to the impossible decision facing Chicago Sky management. Do they build around a proven champion who embodies everything you want in a franchise player, or do they continue investing in a young player who creates more problems than she solves? From a basketball perspective, this should be easy. Vandersloot has won championships everywhere she's been. She makes teammates better. She understands how to build winning cultures. Even at 36, her basketball IQ and leadership value are immeasurable. But from a business perspective, the decision becomes more complex. Reese is younger, has a larger social media following, and theoretically has more potential years ahead of her. However, what good is potential if it's constantly undermined by poor decision-making and team-destructive behavior? Subscribe if you believe championship experience trumps social media followers every time. The early reports suggest the organization is leaning toward Vandersloot. Sources indicate that management is tired of the drama and disruption that follows Reese everywhere she goes. They've seen how championship cultures are built, and it's not through public teammate criticism and excuse-making. This situation serves as a masterclass in how not to handle yourself as a professional athlete. Young players throughout the league are watching this unfold and learning valuable lessons about the importance of respecting veterans and their contributions, how words can destroy relationships and opportunities, why accountability matters more than image management, the difference between confidence and arrogance. Drop a like if you think young athletes should study this situation as a cautionary tale. Reese had an opportunity to learn from one of the greatest point guards in league history. Instead of absorbing Vandersloot's knowledge and professionalism, she chose to attack her publicly. That decision has not only damaged her relationship with a legend, but has also poisoned her standing with teammates and management. The irony is painful. Reese could have built a Hall of Fame career by modeling herself after players like Vandersloot. Instead, she's created a reputation for drama and dysfunction that will follow her wherever she goes. Let's talk about what it actually takes to win championships in professional basketball, because this controversy perfectly illustrates the difference between championship mentality and social media mentality. Championship players like Vandersloot understand that success comes from making teammates better instead of tearing them down, taking responsibility for failures instead of making excuses, building team chemistry instead of creating divisions, focusing on improvement instead of image management, respecting the game and its history. Hit that like button if you believe in old school championship values. Players who struggle to win, like Reese, often exhibit public criticism of teammates and organization, excuse making when things get difficult, focus on personal brand over team success, disrespect for veteran leadership, drama creation instead of problem solving. This isn't just about basketball skills, though Vandersloot clearly has the advantage there too. This is about understanding what it takes to build winning cultures and sustain excellence over time. Subscribe if you want to follow how this situation affects both players' careers going forward. This controversy will define both players' legacies, but in very different ways. For Vandersloot, this becomes another chapter in her story of overcoming adversity with grace and professionalism. Whether she successfully returns from injury or not, she's handled this situation like the champion she is. For Reese, this could be the moment that derails her career permanently. Professional sports is a small community, and word travels fast about players who create problems and disrupt team chemistry. If she can't learn from this mistake and change her approach, she'll find herself bouncing from team to team until no one wants to deal with the drama anymore. The path forward for each player is clear. Vandersloot, continue rehabbing with the same dedication that has defined her career, prove doubters wrong once again, and add another chapter to her legendary story. Reese, publicly apologize for her comments, commit to personal growth, focus on basketball improvement instead of social media presence, and learn to be a professional teammate. Comment below. Do you think Angel Reese can turn her career around, or is it too late? The Chicago Sky now face a defining moment in their franchise history. This decision will send a message throughout the organization and the league about what kind of culture they want to build. If they choose Vandersloot, they're choosing proven championship experience, professional leadership, team-first mentality, respect for basketball history, a culture of accountability and excellence. If they choose Reese, they're choosing potential over proven performance, social media presence over basketball success, drama and controversy over stability, youth over wisdom, hope over evidence. Hit that notification bell if you want updates on what the Sky ultimately decide. The early indications suggest management is moving toward the proven champion. Sources report that ownership and front office personnel are tired of the constant drama and are ready to build around players who understand what it takes to win. This situation has implications far beyond Chicago. Other WNBA teams are watching closely to see how organizations handle players who create internal drama and disrespect teammates publicly. The league's growth depends on maintaining standards of professionalism and respect. When second-year players feel comfortable publicly attacking legends, it sends a message about the culture and values of the sport. Subscribe if you believe the WNBA needs to maintain high standards of professionalism. Teams throughout the league are taking notes on how this situation unfolds. Players who create chemistry problems and generate negative attention become less attractive in trades and free agency. Front offices share information about character concerns, and reputations follow players throughout their careers. Reese's actions haven't just damaged her relationship with the Sky, they've potentially affected her value throughout the entire league. Make sure you're subscribed because this story is far from over. This controversy perfectly encapsulates everything wrong with modern sports culture's obsession with youth over wisdom, potential over production, and social media presence over actual performance. Courtney Vandersloot represents everything right about professional sports: dedication, professionalism, respect for the game, and the ability to elevate teammates and organizations. Her response to Reese's attack was masterful, confident without being arrogant, firm without being disrespectful, and backed by a resume that speaks for itself. Angel Reese represents the dangerous trend of entitlement without achievement, criticism without self-reflection, and drama creation instead of problem solving. Her attack on Vandersloot wasn't just inappropriate, it was strategic suicide. Drop a comment with your prediction. Will Angel Reese be wearing a Chicago Sky uniform next season? The Chicago Sky's decision will reverberate throughout the league and serve as a case study in how organizations should handle internal drama and disrespect. Choose the legend who has proven herself through 16 seasons of excellence, or gamble on a player whose greatest achievement seems to be generating controversy. For young players watching this unfold, take notes. This is how careers are made and destroyed, not on the basketball court, but in the choices you make about how to treat teammates, how to handle adversity, and whether you choose to build or tear down. If you enjoyed this deep dive into WNBA drama, smash that like button, subscribe for more basketball breakdowns, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest content. The legend has spoken. The young player has been served notice. Now we wait to see if wisdom will prevail over chaos in the Windy City. What do you think happens next? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this one.